Not too sure what's gonna happen here this time around.
Ah, got sand in my eyes.
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hoodle, don't get blown away, okay?
Well, why used to shut his mouth if he got sand
The
in it?
winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed. Mahag Saar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
Rock formation.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
I would think
This will be a delay.
certain places would have more ties to elements.
Your reflexes will not serve you well, too.
Right, it does make the most sense.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Look sharp!
Take
this! Look sharp!
Because, like, it would not make any sense for a Citadel to be like fire since it's ice.
Look sharp! Lightning fire blade!
You're open! This one's mine! Crescent slash! Going in! Glacial spear! Tiger blade!
This one's all mine! Tempting!
On guard! Glacial spear! Piercing!
I really need Goleem freaking boost attack right now.
This one's ready and rare! Flaming meteor! Light up the dark! Stalagmite! I'm ready to
I fucking should have used that one.
Time to shine! From the wind! Piercing roar!
Snake can be
This one's mine!
clear for us a path!
Annihilation! Get on in there.
So I still have.
Where's the Swift Ring? Yeah, I'll take that from Alphen.
Had room to grow.
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing having it pointed out like this.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
I'm surprised Shion's clothes are only a little dirty. It's freaking pure white.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Falling star!
Let's get you all tucked away.
Flaming meteor! I never miss! That's it! Going in! Not take this!
In an instant!
Impact block! You're open! Going in! That's it! Look sharp! Take this! Dazzling spin!
May 1,000 gales carry you to triumph.
All yours!
I need to stop trying to combo. It's a Guardian field.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's
just
all
looking at the
ruined.
map is so
How's this and
disorienting here.
everything else?
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans.
Hello?
This
Can I? Oh my god, this owl man. He's too cool, I can't talk to him.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
We have collected 2 owls and I have to go back to the forest? Dude. No, I haven't seen them in a while. My animals. They didn't say anything yet.
Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
Wait, what the hell are they weak to if they're not weak to freaking lightning?
Can run rings around us.
That's it!
Can't get out of this! Flying freaks! All yours, Kisara!
This should hit like all of them, right?
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Take this!
No, it didn't. I'm actually very disappointed that it didn't hit any of them.
All yours, Kisara!
I think it's because it moves like forward. I need to stop doing that. I'm just wasting it. Because we're not really getting hit too much, I don't think.
Beastly as she who wields it. Yes, you outbeast the beasts.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Like moths to the flame. Look sharp. Can't get out.
Should hit like all of them, right? Oh, 2 of them, okay.
In an instant.
Yeah, see, that hit 2 of them. So weird that she has a mid-air dodge, but she can't dodge on the ground.
We managed to pull through.
Where am I even going? There was a request back there. Like, oh, let's clear up the enemies first. Run back.
Let's see what you've got.
Dude, I don't like how it has like, I don't know if that's grass or like, you'd say like magnetic freaking hairs. I did it again. Someone walk in, at least get some healing.
The enemy
You'll soon see about that. What's the secret to being as strong as you?
You're pretty fierce on your own.
Well, maybe, but I've still got a ways to go.
Oh my god, I did it again.
Defense via threat elimination. So the
Maybe I should just change it, because I'm kind of piercing roar, but
all yours, Kisara.
I keep messing up the combo. Or pressing Guardian Field because of it.
Step back. This one's all law.
There's a campfire here. Alright, so one path goes up, one path goes down. And there was also a side area back here.
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here,
I know.
Oh my god, it's the gourmet guy again.
Oh?
Oh, this time it's Dopahim.
There. Is that so? You don't say.
how?
I see.
Hey! Sure.
Nice work.
Oh, we already have it. Cool.
Very nice.
Boy, which one of them's cooking?
Well?
Yes.
What?
What?
I don't believe this. All right.
No.
Sure.
Really now. Yes.
What?
What?
The vitamin smoothie, how tasty could it be?
Very nice. Yes.
You say you can leave the realm with no regrets? No? I think he said that every time.
Well, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yet you've drained your glass all the same.
Just another small side area like the one we've seen before. It's not that small though.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Why didn't the Renans retreat if you know what's good for you?
Right here.
Saar, why don't you just switch like targets 5 times there? Did she finally learn an air astro? No, she didn't. I got debated. Where's the meteor? Flaming meteor. Now we can put Guardian Field here. And I'll put the Piercing Warrior, yeah.
All yours, Kisara.
We did it.
Magnificently done.
Do it.
I don't understand what Obsidian or Obelisk blade is supposed to be.
This one's mine. This one's mine. Power of water. On guard.
Can you take it?
Going in. Take this. Hurricane Slice. Going in.
Anyone gonna help me out here?
Going in. That's it.
Too fast. Stand back. I'll trip it up.
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with.
Well,
my
there's
dear.
zero
I'll
backup
leave the
on
front
their
line to you.
combo.
Let's see what you've got.
Going in.
I never miss.
One more.
This will come in handy. Right down to energy. All right,
Don't worry. I got it. Look sharp.
Got flyers.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours.
I'm ready.
In an instant. Impact block.
Here I go.
May 1,000 gales carry you to
On
dread.
guard.
Dazzling spin. Dance in the wind.
Hurricane Strike.
Resonate with Rua. Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis.
I just
to
realized
be
that it's a
stronger.
light and dark combo there. Because Renan and Denons can only use light and dark respectively. Oh, there's a big boy over here.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll...
I like how it says, I bet it would be worth our time to fight it. Not like we should avoid it.
Take this. Armor won't save you.
Burn in hell.
On guard.
It is weak to, wind by the looks of it.
Going in. That's it. Far enough. On guard.
I got debated. Oh, it's the one boss.
Not in your dreams.
On guard. That's it.
Photon blast. All right.
Their hearts were interrupted. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher.
Do it.
Plenty left.
Take this.
On guard.
Ignite.
That's it. On guard.
Begin.
That's it.
Power
of water. On guard. One more. Guardian Field. I got it.
That does it.
You could use a hand.
Raging Luna Storm.
It's time to finish this.
Okay, Xion actually is their Mystic Earths for once.
Consuming wildfire.
I tried a Guardian Field on Xion, but it keeps running to the enemy.
I'm ready to
Thanks for the concern.
Simple repayment for a favor owed.
I don't grant favors, and I don't accept them either.
This one's mine. Let's see what I can do. I'm going. That's it. Falling storm.
Actually, you know what I don't see on this monster? A core.
Burning
This is when I need to freaking stop it. God damn it.
Take this. No chance. Nice try. Huh. One more.
How much is my TP at? Oh, I could put CP, I guess.
Has it really come to this?
Let us submit with grace.
Have I just been kidding myself? Nicole,
Still got some fight left.
Oh!
not like this.
Forgive me.
Can I switch the manual? I tried to do a guardian field and it ran into the enemy and murdered me.
I don't feel so good.
Then it's best to fall back.
Forgive me, darling.
Jesus, what is happening? She on here.
Here's a healing art. Get back into the fray. Annihilation. Mega.
Death shall not be forgotten.
And just like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
No further.
Going in.
That is what I was like, I'm tempted to use Rinwall's attack, but let's be real, we all know. But I was like, I gotta get ready for this. I actually have it up. I just noticed too, Alphen has HP. Can they get hit when they come in?
How do you like being pounded into shape?
Guess I had.
Okay, I was like, this is taking forever to use.
Bring you back from death's abyss. Tempest Whirl.
I'll take you all on.
I'm just gonna cancel that stalactite usage here.
Commander of Heaven.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Was that just a tough enemy? Not, it didn't give me, one of those, fragments. I think there's a shop, yeah. And a campfire. I'm definitely gonna need that now. Goddess of kindness.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this? Am I imagining things? Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Do these things respawn though? Why am I always buying life buff? Oh, lemon gel though. I'll buy one. We might get to kill these things for lizard fins, though, by the looks of it.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Because I'm pretty sure that lizard fins are from those guys.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
Shion's kind of turned into the local fashion critic in our group.
So this is what lords like you wear. Certainly looks the part. I can tell at a glance what high quality everything is.
It's not often Shion's that impressed. You wear a lot of rings too, don't you?
They were a gift, purchased rather cheaply, or so I was told.
What's your definition of cheap exactly?
I believe it was around 100 to 200,000 gold.
What? If my wolf head cost 10 gold, then that'd mean... Holy crap! They cost 1,000 times more?!
10,000 times more.
If he sold those things off, I bet he could build a damn mansion with them.
At the very least, he'd never go hungry the rest of his life.
You're all beginning to sound alarmingly interested in my rings.
Gotta steal them
Noeline,
and sell
your spare
them.
bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't
Like
remember us
100
making
life
any big
bottles. I don't know what he's
purchases, though.
talking about.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed, it is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand, had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master Core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight?
I was muted. I was like, what the hell is dark matter?